How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode 15 of the Pokemon Masterclass podcast. I am your co-host, Zero. My other co-host is above me on the screen. Say hello.
Hey, what's up down there,
What's
YouTube
up, buddy?
world? Do the high five with this.
Wait, hold on. Ready? No.
High five. What's up, man? What's up? Leader Justin here. We got our psychic leader, Brandon. I'm obviously our grass leader for the PMC crew. Having a good time here. Glad to be back with another podcast episode. We've got a lot of news today, but before we get into that, what's the main topic we're going to talk about?
Today, we are going to talk about the Diamond and Pearl remakes and the effect that we believe that they're going to have on competitive Pokemon. We are kind of, I feel like, talking about this almost a little bit early.
On purpose.
Yeah, it's good for us to kind of get our minds rolling on this whole ordeal, you know.
Well, we have a lot of questions still.
Yeah.
And the closer we get to release, because we're like a month and a half away, the closer we get, we're going to know a lot more info. So it's better to do it now, do its info hash show when we don't know as much.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, it's kind of more fun that way. You know, there's a lot of things that are kind of a mystery and things that we want to kind of, like Justin said, we're going to put that tinfoil hat on. We're going to speculate some things and talk about things we're excited about. Justin, before we get into all that, what you been up to, man?
Not much. Just playing a lot of Unite with a couple of the new patches. They just released Mamoswine, so we've got some content going up the channel either today or tomorrow. I'm not sure whenever this comes out. So, yeah, definitely in the description or check our channel on the Unite playlist for that. Mamoswine's the brand new one. Sylveon coming out next week. So we've just been working a lot about that. Had a lot of family stuff going on. I've been dog sitting a lot. So had kind of a lot of time to just play some Unite and grind the ladder. What about you? What you been up to?
Well, I did a thing that I haven't done in 5 or 6 years, and that's I played Pokemon Go.
Got to suck back into it.
Yeah, my kid's been playing it, but he plays on a tablet, so he goes out. He asked me to mobile hotspot for his tablet, so I drive him around town, and I'm hotspotting him and watching him catch Pokemon, and I was like, you know what? This is dumb. I need to log in and catch Pokemon too. Like, why am I not just...
I might as well just help him.
My life is Pokemon now. I play Pokemon Go. We got Pokemon Unite, Pokemon Sword and Shield stuff for Showdown. We just played the Pokemon trading card game. We got him a starter set. So, eat, sleep, breathe Pokemon. And one last thing I wanted to say before we get started with all our topics and all our news topics is we've been putting out lots and lots of Pokemon Unite content. It's kind of been the hot topic thing this week with the patch. It's kind of about week and a half with the big patches and the release of Mamoswine. But we do have a lot of stuff on deck for you guys as far as like standard competitive. People have reached out to us and they've said, hey, we want to see more Sword and Shield stuff. That stuff is on the docket. Stuff is, we've got teams and stuff like that. We're going to be putting those videos out. We are hearing you. We want to make sure that we kind of cover. We want something for everybody here on the channel. We want to focus on everything competitive, right, Justin?
Definitely. Because the truth of it is what Brandon said. Our lives in the PMC, like all of us as friends, basically the people that have any influence in creating content for this channel in any way, shape, or form, that's our PMC crew.
Yep.
We're all just lifelong, actual, real life buddies and or family of buddies. So for us, we honestly do live a life like what Brandon said, where we eat, live, and breathe Pokemon. Eat, sleep, and breathe Pokemon. Especially since we started doing this channel and since Sword and Shield came out, we had taken a hiatus from Pokes for this is 2-3 years ago. We never even thought about Pokes for comparatively.
Yeah.
So I would say we're all in a similar. I don't personally play Go right now. Got a lot going on. I just don't have the time for it, unfortunately.
Yeah,
but
you got models and stuff like that. It's not like you're not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It's whatever.
So,
plus, there's no turn-based battaling, so who cares?
and that's just not my. I don't have anything against it. It's just not for me right now.
Right.
What was I saying? Oh, so yeah, it's. Other than that, it's really refreshing to see everybody's super hyped about it in one way, shape, or form. Regardless of we were just listening to a couple remixes that our friend made of some music, and it was really good. It was like based on some old Red and Blue, um, like 8-bit music, and
Yep.
they'd taken that and made some like remixes now. And it just so regardless of what artistic avenue we're in, Pokes is probably right
Yeah.
around the corner.
Yep.
Like,
Pokemon has usually a part of it.
so we definitely feel that in our house as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much all. So I think the first thing of news was a couple of Unite items, wasn't it?
Yeah. Let's get into the Unite stuff, man.
All right, let's do it. Let's get into the news. We got a lot to talk about today.
We do.
All righty, so we do have some interesting Pokemon Unite news since our last podcast. We had 2 patches come through. One was a big sort of balance patch. I was going to say buff patch, but it's a balance patch of for 22nd. And then the following week, the patch was pretty minor, other than the fact that they added Mamoswine, as we mentioned at the beginning of the show. So Mamo getting in was pretty interesting. It was sort of one of those like oddball left field kind of picks. At least I thought so.
Yeah,
It wasn't.
It's pretty welcome, but definitely like super left field. Like
it wasn't what you would. It wasn't what we were. We actually did a show 3 podcasts ago or whatever.
Yeah.
So we had a huge conversation amongst the like 10 plus people in the PMC. Everybody had weighed in on their thoughts and of who they wanted to get in, who they thought would get in, whatever. No one mentioned Mamoswine.
Not a single person.
So, like, he was definitely, at least in our neck of the woods, under the radar. So that was really cool to see. I like to see pokes that are, don't get me wrong, I like to see my favorites because they're my favorites for a reason. Yeah. But maybe out there somebody, that maybe Swine is your favorite. And now, boom, he's in Unite. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
And we've already seen the data mine, the leaks up to so far have been true. So assuming that they also are, Greedent is the other one that has pretty substantial rumors behind it. There's other ones that we could talk about, like Nidoking. Ooh, yeah. But a lot less to go on with stuff like that. But like Greedent's getting in. What a random pick.
Yeah, that's so random. They're really thickening up this tank pool when it comes to
he's a defender also.
Yeah, which is good. We need that because if we're ever going to get like a pick and ban phase, we need lots of options. So
yep. We need lots of options. I agree completely. You are spot on. Yeah, we've been playing Unite. The Mamo coming out, link in the description, or check over on our either How to Use Guides playlist or our Unite guide playlist, so you can check out the gameplay. We've got a video that's got 2 for 1 in one video, and we've also got the How to Play Mamoswine guide. We show off both builds, either the Icicle Crash or the Ice Fang gotcha moment. So it's really, really fun. Definitely go check those out. They should be on the channel by the time this is up. Otherwise, come back within a minute or two and it'll be up anyways. So,
yeah, we'll see what happens. Who knows when everything's going to get uploaded.
Definitely. We had a little bit of technical issues this weekend, but we do have all these videos on deck. And as soon as we get through our technical issues, everything will just start pumping out. So definitely stay tuned this week, the first week of October, for all of this content. And also, this is the same week that Sylveon will be dropped. That's our other big piece of sort of news here for Unite, was that Sylveon was officially announced. We had like a 99% for surety that she was coming out this coming Wednesday, which I believe is the 6th. Yes, sir. But now they did confirm she will be coming out Wednesday the 6th with the patch. So depending on where you are in the world, could be Tuesday, could be Wednesday, depending on what time it can drop. Sylveon is an attacker, so she's a ranged offensive poke. So this is the same class as like a Pikachu or a Greninja. She is more of a mage, less of an auto attack champion, at least on paper. Doesn't mean that she, haven't played her yet myself.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Looking at what her, but she's definitely more of like a mage than a marksman.
Yeah.
She looks really, really cool. Check out those links in the description also, because that's also on our channel where I go through a full breakdown of her moves from the original video post. So that's already on our channel. That's been up for about a week. So definitely go check that out. We are ready to go. Other than that, I'm actually going to kick it over to Brandon first. We are going to talk about the big piece of news here. Won't hide it anymore else in the room. We are a little bit late, but this is just how our podcast comes out. We're going to talk about the big balance patch, the very first one of Unite, and the very first one of Brandon's life.
Yes, sir.
Because again, he's very new to MOBA, so he's never experienced it in a game or a balance patch like this or time frame. I want to talk about your feelings first. I'm going to kick it right to you, and you start us off. Obviously, we've already talked behind the scenes, everything, so you kind of know what I feel about it. But
yeah,
for the audience, let us know, please, from your perspective. What do you think about the balance patch? It was pretty extensive.
It was.
Quite a few things got implemented that weren't just like, numbers tweaks. So go ahead.
It's funny. It's kind of like, there was the alpha phase, and then there was the beta, where everybody got in, and then they released the game. That's what's the next one? The gamma. Is it the gamma? and this feels like Delta. This feels like the next step. This feels like the evolution of the game. Like it's almost like a different game. First of all, the interface has been improved. Like everything just feels a little bit better. Like in this way where like, okay, the game responds faster when you are pushing up and down on the menu, and selecting things. It responds faster. The things are a little more organized. Things are easier to get to. There, like before, when you wanted to upgrade your held items, there was only one specific path you could go to do that. But now you can kind of like find your way to other things. So that was one of my big complaints. Was like everything is so specific, and now things are a little less specific. Where you'll be looking at your Pokemon that you've bought, and then you can find your way to other screens from there that you couldn't before. So like interweaving everything in a bigger and better way, that's been really nice. The game looks great. It feels almost like a different game when you're like obviously like in games.
It feels like this is the official release on Switch, which is weird because it's the same patch that the mobile release was dropped. But it feels like this was like the official release. Like the HUD is completely different, the everything. So, but you're right, it does feel really great. I just want to say from my perspective, real quick, or actually, you know what? Let me ask you from your perspective, real quick. How do you feel in terms of the actual changes that happened to the Pokemon, whether it be buff, nerfs, reworks? So that's the first time you've actually seen, I believe, like oh wow, they'll literally just like etch a sketch a move and just give them a brand new one from start to finish. I'm like, yeah, dude,
yeah,
complete rework on the old Zard ulti.
Yeah.
So give me your thoughts on what they did to Pokes in terms of Are you happy? Are you displeased? Did they do enough? Did they not do enough? Give me that's sort of what I want to know for the audience in terms of now for your. So obviously they suppose in the numbers they nerfed Greninja, they nerfed Zeraora, they nerfed Sleep all around. They nerfed the rapid spin combo. It was more of a bug fix than a nerf, but technically it is a nerf to the Blastoise there. And then they buffed quite a few characters too.
Yeah. As a guy who plays Cinderace, thank you for the Pyro Ball buff. We didn't need it, but we'll take it.
Especially on the same patch that they introduced an essentially like a Sheen type item, like with the Razor Claw.
Yeah.
So now you have a spammable move with every time you do a move, your next auto attack gets buffed.
Yeah. That's another thing. The items too. We'll touch on that in just a little in a second. But like as far as like Pokemon. Yeah, like you mentioned Charizard. You like to play Charizard, and laning with you playing with Charizard, we always played a certain way, and then they buffed Charizard. So it's so funny. You're like, oh, I wish that they would do this with Charizard. And Charizard, like, I like Charizard, but he needs this and he needs this. And then they like gave you these things.
He was my most played character before this patch.
Yeah, and then they give you these things, and then it's like
in the game.
MVP, 200 points, MVP. 200 points, 180 points. It's like, holy smokes, dude. Like, yeah, they
links in the description to my gameplay and my guides that I put out. Brayden and Doug did a lot to help me. It's my guide because I was the one playing the champion. I'm definitely the one of us that knows Charizard firsthand, but they were definitely essential to getting some of that footage by being my teammates, and we were communicating in Discord. So it is me playing, but it's the three of us that worked together to all day. The second that patch came out, we were busting butt all day. We played for 10 hours that day.
Other Pokemoners specifically, it got really good. Talonflame got super good. Venusaur is borderline broken now.
Yep.
Zero Oro they nerfed, but like not really. He's still
Still
crazy.
good.
You know who I
He
think
needed a nerf anyway, so.
he did, but he's still good, which is fine.
Mhm.
The Pokemon I'm looking at here who got hurt the most, in my opinion, is definitely Wigglytuff, and that doesn't mean she's
Yeah.
bad now. I think
You and
Dazzling
I have
Gleam.
both her night since they
Yeah,
nerfed her. How
yeah.
do you feel? Real quick.
I definitely still think she's viable and usable and fun. I don't think Dazzling Gleam is fun anymore, and
Definitely not. I think Dazzling Gleam is trash right now.
I think
Personally,
Dazzling
I
Gleam is
don't
like
pick it up.
unusable. It's like
Mhm.
unusable. Um, but yeah, I mean, Sing is still strong.
Yeah,
And Acute
it's
Charm
not
is
broken.
yeah, it's just not like broken. She's still good. She's still viable. It inadvertently makes Eldegoss a little bit better too, because then more people don't just insta lock Wigglytuff, and you get a lot more
Yeah.
Eldegoss. But yeah, in my
The
opinion,
supporters are kind of begging for variety, so
yeah,
they keep releasing these defender after defender, like they did Blastoise, and then they'll do Sylveon, and then then Mamo, then they'll do Sylveon, but then they have a Greedent, so that's 3 out of 4 that are defenders. People are just going to start playing defenders in like the support players on your squad.
yeah,
Will stop playing supporters for a while, or they, not necessarily stop, but they'll just start dipping into defender pools, and you'll just have double or triple defenders on your squad instead.
yeah.
Which is, spoiler alert, that's our next week or so of content. We've got quite a few that if you go check out the Mamoswine guide, we did a triple tank build, and it was really, really awesome.
It was sick. Yeah, so like that's all I've got to say about specific Pokemon. I want to kick it over to you. I want you to talk about the items for a couple minutes. What did you think about the
Yeah.
items? And then I want to talk about the survey, and then we'll move on to the next thing.
Definitely, definitely. So the survey was huge. So for the item video, you can check out our initial thoughts. I did a video just the other day, but essentially here, now that we've had 2 weeks or so to play with it, Razor Claw is really, really strong.
Yes, it is.
Choice specs is strong but situational,
Yes.
and weakness policy is the weakest of the three. In my opinion, I don't personally use it, and I don't recommend to use it. I don't think it's bad. It's just when you only have 3 slots, like it's never ever in terms of efficiency, it's never going to make those top 3 for me. So
Yeah,
it's just not
it's
worth
hard
putting
when
points into.
it's
In
hard in
terms of
this
like
game.
upgrading it.
In this game, I feel like items are not created equal. I feel like we've got like 5
Yeah.
or 6 good items, and the rest are either situational or just kind of like not usable.
Correct. So that's my thoughts. I do like the Razor Claw a lot. I've been using it a lot.
Same.
And I'm going to talk about the survey because that was so. I've been playing MOBAs for over a decade. We've talked on the channel before. I got into Diamond 2 as a jungler in League of Legends, and I got to Platinum 1 as a mid laner in League of Legends. Played since Season 1. And this is one of the, I guess, best signs that I can, in terms of like predicting the future of Unite or predicting like the health or the longevity or, people, maybe have said or thought about, this certain thing is, maybe it's pay to win or maybe that. The survey asked so many of these questions. I'm sort of blending them two together.
And
but
they were
like
specific
the survey,
too. They were super specific.
were
A lot of
very
this stuff,
specific.
they give you lots of options for you to complain about stuff. So you guys should, you guys should go out there and you
they
should say
clearly
something.
are listening. Like
Yeah.
with the Lucario bug that happened, we didn't even get to talk about it between last episode and this because it was already fixed.
Yeah.
The bug happened, and then the bug got fixed between podcast episodes.
Yeah.
And like coming from a League of Legends background, where I can remember a time where like Yasuo was banned, and there was a bug with invisibility, and there was the Galio bug, and like there's just so many. Sorry, Brandon, I know you, but anybody out there that knows League,
More
like,
people know about League than most.
Then don't.
I don't know. I feel like I feel like I'm.
That's
there
all
are
right.
several-
You're getting into Unite though.
Several
You're getting
million
into
people
Unite.
know about League, so like you're not talking to nobody here.
You're getting into Unite, and you're getting in from day one, and you're with some really good friends that are also really good at MOBAs. You've got a couple of good people talking in your ear, so you're already miles ahead, bro. You're
Yeah.
miles
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah.
Don't worry about it. So yeah, that was basically it. Like I love the survey. If you haven't done it yet, go take the survey. It does give you some rewards in game, so there is some more incentive. On top of that, like we should want to give them our answers. Clearly, by the way that they have been interacting with the community so far, um, throughout their posts, throughout their action, through trailers, hot fixes, the like talked about the Crustle bug, the
Yep.
Blastoise bug was in the big patch, the sort of game breaking, like you don't do anything and lose the win bug that got away in like a minute. So like and then you see this survey and you're like, okay, this is clearly somebody, in terms of like the group of people that run this game, and they clearly care about their community. They want our feedback. They want to know what we have to say.
They want us to really not get mad at the game. I want to piggyback off what you said really quick before we move on.
Definitely.
Yeah, I like to see that. I think that's really good news. That's healthy for the game. They're going out, they're asking the questions that need to be asked, and they're listening.
Yes,
and they're doing it.
Even some of those multiple choice answers was so self-aware.
Yes,
they're not stupid. They're gamers too. They know what we're talking. That tells me that they're paying attention to our Reddit posts. They're paying attention to our videos, not our PMC, but our in terms of the fans, the players.
They're paying attention. They're paying attention to the game in a way that Game Freak doesn't. Remove the timer, Game Freak.
Remove timers. That Paladins doesn't. That League sometimes, and still to this day, over a decade strong, the #1 esport in the world. And there's still things that Riot doesn't fix in the amount of time that we saw the Lucario bug fixed.
Yep.
Sometimes they do, to be fair, but you know what I mean? It's really good to see so early on. The one thing that'll make me even more through the roof happy is if they speed up the roster.
Yeah.
Because these Pokemon are very easy to produce in comparison to other MOBAs. And back in the day with League, we used to get one champion every 2 weeks.
Which is crazy. In my mind.
So, getting one Pokemon every, 6 weeks. I know we're getting the Mamo and Sylvia, but they were also announced together.
Yeah.
So them getting dropped week back and forth doesn't, that sort of makes sense.
Yeah.
We still haven't heard any more news about Greedent in, over a month. We haven't heard any more news about the Nidoking in, a month and a half in terms of new rumors. It's still just that same one rumors that was circulating with in-game text.
Yeah.
The mob tech. So again, we still don't even know if that's real, and if it is, we don't know if it's a Nidoran, Nidorino, and Nidoking jungle camp, or if it's a playable character yet.
Yep. Yeah.
So there's still I would love to see them speed up the roster. Other than that, this was pretty much S+ spot on. I can't be more happy.
It was good. All right, Justin, you got tier changes in front of you. I want to talk about tier changes.
Oh man, this is a big one, isn't it, bro?
Yep.
Is this the last one of the year?
This is the last one of the year. This is the meta.
Let's get into it.
This is the meta. Deep. Let's do it. All right. So, like you said, this is the meta going into 2022, barring quick bans, because there's going to be at least one, but we'll get to that. Justin.
Reggie
Drago. If you are an NU player, get your reps in with Reggie Drago now, because either Sylveon usage is going to go to 70% or Reggie Drago is going to get banned.
80.
One of the two.
Yeah.
So, Justin, what jumps out at you here? What do you see?
This is an insane tier change.
Yes.
I don't understand what's going on in OU. There's so many. What sticks out to me is those 6 premier gods of OU right there drop. All of them are just S+, and they're all dropping to UU. You think it's a compartmentalization thing? It's a size thing? There's just no room up there? Is it low, or do these Pokemon suck?
It is. Hail is the new latest and greatest thing in OU right now, and to counteract that, look at your girl Penelope, the Pelipper, has risen all the way from
Weather
UU.
Wars are back on.
Weather Wars are back on. The game is getting a little more offensive, and when you look at some of these Pokemon that have fallen from OU to UU over on your right, I see
A lot of bulk.
It is. There's some bulky Pokemon, and some of them don't like things like Arctozolt. Most Arctozolt are only special attacks, so like Freeze dry. Like Swampert is not safe from freeze dry.
No, he gets blasted.
Slowking is not safe from Bolt Beak. Skarmory is not safe from Bolt Beak. You can't switch in. Like none of these Pokemon, and they run low kick, so you've got coverage against Excadrill and Hydreigon. So low kick, Bolt Beak, and Freeze Dry alone, super effective hits all of those Pokemon for huge damage. You can't switch in, because if you get that prediction wrong, you just lose your Mon. Any of those
you take so much. Yeah, absolutely.
You're either getting 2-hit KO'd or you're getting 1-hit KO'd. Well, I mean, for the most part. You know what I mean? So, obviously, like you said, all the way from RU to OU, Bearscuda, that's something we've been calling for a while, is we said...
Send him back up.
We said that he wasn't going to last in RU for very long.
Definitely not. He's so strong. He's so fast.
Yeah. And
got a really insane move pool. Again, like, why does he get...
Yeah, exactly. Like, why? Why does he get poison jab? He doesn't have any hands.
Yeah, exactly. How's he jabbing? OU is pretty insane right now. What I am seeing is in our other premier tier for the channel is NU. We called it last time we were talking about him on the channel when we did the NU special, and that is Passimian. The monkey, the lemur, has moved officially up to his new home, and we actually mentioned on our NU about how good fighting types were. We specifically gave him a shout out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not surprised to see him or I think that's the Valley Steel.
Yes.
Not surprised to see other than just a pure steel type being able to move up and have either offensive or defensive pressures. Pure steel type's really good. And then I see 3 really big problems down here.
I see those problems too.
Yeah, you want to talk about those?
Yeah.
It's rough, man. I love NU. It's my favorite. There's 2 that are big bullies, and there's 1 that's just straight up egregious. He's got to go.
Yeah. So, like I said, get your Reggie Dragos in now because he's. I mean, crazier things have happened, but I think a suspect test is coming soon, or a quick ban for Reggie Drago.
Yeah. He's got to go. He's way too strong.
Yeah. Snorlax is going to be super annoying with cursing, yawning, belly drumming. I'm glad Passimian's getting some more use because they're going to need it. And then Doublade.
My boy Hitmonchan also, his stocks keep going up too.
Yep.
Like that does, like, I got a fire punch for that. Look at the Snorlax. I got a drain punch and a mock punch for that.
Yeah.
Like I can handle those. But 100 HP on a Reggie Drago. I don't win that one.
I really like. You know what? It's funny. It's funny that you talked about Passimian. I really like Passimian. Not against these Pokemon all specifically, but like I love Passimian for.
He has a lot of tools for them.
Yeah, he's got the move pool. His move pool is so deep. It's so deep. You can.
Good.
He's a great fill. He's a great fill for your team. If you build your team, and then all of a sudden you're like, well, I need something to hit this. You need something to hit Drapion. He gets Earthquake. You need something to hit Doublade. He gets Knockoff. He can knock off the Eviolite. He's got Close Combat for Snorlax. He just
and Drain Punch if you want to go tanky. And Drain Punch 100 HP. He's actually really bulky.
And he gets Poison Jab for Sylveon, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So I love the move pool. Like you've been talking about it, and this tier's been looking for fighting types. This tier has had a lot of bans and stuff of really offensive Pokemon, and a lot of them have been fighting types. Lucario, Pangoro, Beware. They've kind of been searching for a fighting type for a long time.
Yep, definitely.
We've kind of seen we've seen a lot of usage of the Hitmons in this tier. And
we've been featuring Hitmonchan ourselves in our most recent NU battle.
Yeah, we have.
He did a lot of work.
Yeah. So, I anything else you want to say about the tier shifts? I think.
No, I mean, Doublade is a problem, but I don't think he's OP broken. And Snorlax is a problem, but I don't think he's OP broken. I think he's annoying. My exact response waking up was, "Oh no, he's gonna
Yeah.
be full of Snorlax." But I just the Reggie Drago is one of those things that I know it's going to get banned soon, so I'm just kind of not worrying about it. Or I hope it gets banned soon, so I'm not worrying about it right this second.
Yeah.
A week or two, and it'll be gone.
We're gonna try to pump out a Reggie Drago abuse
Oh,
vid
definitely,
before he gets banned.
definitely.
We're gonna build a team and try to abuse it.
Yeah, we got to put our money out there. But no, what it shows to me is that now we have a lot more options in UU. UU has a lot of good Pokemon.
Yu is gonna look different.
UU,
It's gonna look different for sure. That's a lot of big drops to Yu.
yeah,
Yeah. But yeah,
yeah. So these are tier changes. So
yeah.
I am really looking forward to the Diamond and Pearl remakes, just to give us a little something fresh in the meta in terms of like I'm not sure how Smogon's going to do it. I'm assuming they're going to have a separate tier, like or a separate thing where you could just play um, Diamond and Pearl, or maybe they'll have a thing where we can play all of 8th gen competitive Smogon with the Diamond and Pearl pokes together.
Yeah, that'd be
Never
really
know.
cool. I don't know if they
I'm
will,
excited to
but
see what. I'm excited for them to announce what they're doing. I don't care what they're because I know regardless we're going to be able to play Diamond and Pearl
yeah.
Pokemon on Smogon in some format.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm just excited to use some of my old faves again,
Yep.
and that's part of what we're going to talk about today. So
Yep. We're gonna scoot on over to that after we take a little break here. And
absolutely.
yeah. All right, cool. We'll catch you on the next side, all right? All right, we're back for part 2. I just ate a little Debbie, all sugared and fired up. Justin,
Let's do it.
how about you? You ready?
Yeah, I want to jump right in here. So first of all, class is officially in session. We are going to be talking about Diamond Pearl remakes today. So today is a tinfoil hat day. We're going to talk about what we want and also what we expect, and contrasting or comparing the two.
Also,
Yeah, go for it.
we want you guys to join the discussion as well. Leave comments, talk
Please
about whatever you're
leave
excited
comment.
for in Diamond and Pearl. We want to have this. We want to have these
What
discussions
is
with you guys.
what's the most thing or things that you're list all the things you excited about in Pearl. Give us a top 10, top 20. I don't care. Give us a paragraph.
Yeah.
Just let us know what you're excited for. And then if you have anything you're not very excited for, let us know too. Make them 2 separate comments if you want to. Don't care.
Let's talk about it.
Right out the gate, I want to talk aesthetics real quick, and then we're going to jump into the Pokedex. Aesthetically, I'm personally happy. I think I'm going to give it like a solid 8. It's not perfect, even from like a perspective of did I necessarily want them to regress, even though this is a remake. It's not. I get that Arceus is blah, 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 blah. Completely separate discussion. But for a remake and them going back for doing the Old Faithful kind of thing, I'm happy that they're doing this kind of chibi, old school Game Boy kind of style. And honestly, especially with watching this new trailer that just dropped like 4 or 5 days ago, it looks beautiful. Does it look perfect? No, but it looks great. I give it a solid 8. What do you think about the art style?
Yeah. I mean, I think everyone wanted this big open world improvement on Sword and Shield, and we
they wanted
the same.
Arceus.
We wanted that too. But it's going to be cool to kind of go back and play what feels like a Game Boy game. Like I'm kind of excited.
Well, and this
to
is
do
the
that
first
again.
time one of these big remakes hasn't been or the central hub when it comes out for that generation's competitive ranked gameplay.
Yeah.
So this is why, like, they're definitely telling us, look, ranked isn't going to Arceus. Ranked isn't going to anywhere in 8th gen. Your central hub is still Sword and Shield.
Remove the timer.
Remove the timer.
Sorry, a demon possessed me.
These are absolutely, and this is not a negative, but in terms of the main competitive hub, these are absolutely both spin-off games coming out in the holiday season. So let's talk about the roster. Let's talk about the old Pokedex, shall we?
Yeah, yeah.
So what do you, Brandon, my fellow co-host Zero, what do you want to see? And then after that, what do you expect to see from any potential roster changes and updates and the Pokédex as a whole?
In a perfect world,
Yeah. What do you want? So right
I,
now, you have the magic lamp. The genie's giving you your wish. What do you want to see for the Pokedex
full
in Diamond and
Pokedex,
Pearl?
just a full Pokedex, just a full. That's what I would like. Is just a full. I would love to. I would like to see 8th gen Pokemon in this game. I would love.
Oh
I would
yeah.
love to fill the game with, diamond, because we know they're home compatible. We don't know if
And
they can
see
go.
that art style of new pokes.
Yeah, yeah. So we don't know if they can go back and forth between games, but we know they'll be able to go from Diamond and Pearl to
The
that to the
Sword and
Galar
Shield.
region to Sword and Shield. In my heart of hearts, that's what I want. Now, in my brain of brains,
What do you expect?
what I expect is, and
Is it the same or is it different?
I'm gonna give you. I want to start this off by saying that there's a word that they use to describe this game that I hold on to really tightly, and it's
I think I know the
faithful.
word.
It's
Yeah.
faithful. They
A
say
faithful remake.
this is a faithful remake. I think in my brain of brains, I just made that up. It's only gonna be 4 gens. I only think it's gonna fill the Pokedex exactly the way it was on the DS. I think it's just gonna be
Yeah.
the first 4 generations.
Yep.
I think that's all it's gonna be. Like I wish it was gonna be.
Absolutely. I think that what's going to happen is they were going to whatever holes that are in the Pokedex currently in 8th gen Sword and Shield competitive play are going to get in terms of uh generations 1 through 4 are going to get filled through Diamond and Pearl remakes, and then whatever holes from generations 5 through 7, 5, 6 and 7 that are missing in Galar will then get filled in the Arceus.
Yeah,
And obviously, maybe we have a couple because maybe we also have some, Gen 2 stuff in there, like we already see Cyndaquil as one of the starters. So there could
yeah,
be some more. It might not be exactly cut as dry as what I just said, but I do agree with you that I do think that Diamond and Pearl remakes are only going to be Gens 1 through 4. Whatever was allowed in those games will be allowed in this one. So I don't remember if, like, for instance, Cyndaquil for Alligator and uh, Chikorita, I don't think they had a presence in that game. Like, I think they were legally viable to like trade, but I don't think you
yeah.
could catch
I
them
don't
or
know if you
get them in
could
any
like
way.
catch them or get them. Yeah, I'm not sure.
But that's my prediction is very similar to yours. It's just we're not talking about Arceus today, but yeah, I would say between this game and then Arceus, I want and expect.
Yeah,
I really hope
hope.
to
Yeah, yeah,
see the entirety of the Pokedex, or at least like 99% of it. Like if certain random legendaries or mythicals, which if for you don't know is a legendary that you cannot get in a game normally, you can only get in special events, like Zarude, which is coming out as the event right now, Celebi also. Um, Outside of those niche ones, like I want basically everything.
yeah.
I,
Same
I
here.
literally just want
I,
everything available. Like there, I don't see a reason why that can't be. There's 1,000 some odd pokes, but like you got to have the tech to put all this in now.
I'm a
I
little.
don't. I don't want to hear that there's not enough. Like you're having technical issues and you can't fit it
Yeah, yeah.
all. Like
Okay, yeah. You fit
it's 2020.
700 of them on a DS game. How could you not fit 800 of them on a Switch game? You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm a little worried. I don't think I've seen a single like Gen 6 Pokemon in either of the trailers.
No, none yet for Arceus or for Diamond and Pearl remakes. So yeah, that is still something to keep up. We do have a list. We got a little note board here in the PMC lab that we're keeping track of who we see and
Picture,
when we
what's
see
that
them.
meme? Is that Charlie Day? Where he's like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. We're like, here's all the Pokemon we have seen, and here's
Exactly.
the
There's
ones
no
we
six
haven't.
gen.
Yeah, we're just like losing our minds over here.
That is us. That is us.
Yep.
But yeah, no. So yeah, that's pretty much what we want to see from the roster or the Pokedex in general, and then also what we expect to see. So from Diamond and Pearl specifically, I agree with you completely. I expect it to just be anything and everything that was able to get in Diamond and Pearl, you'll be able to get here. Maybe they'll have stuff which would be like maybe some mythical events or maybe some extra
That'd be cool.
legendary
That'd
things
be
that you could
cool.
do.
We could
That'd be
get
awesome.
Darkrai back. You know what I mean? Things like that. That'd be really
Yeah.
awesome.
And maybe, yeah, and maybe there are um, like future DLC type installments later with this. Who knows?
Yeah.
But that is what I'm expecting. So the next thing that we want to talk about is, all right, so that's what we expect for like who's going to be in the game. Well, what does that mean for actually playing the game? And specifically, one of the big things that they've talked about in their trailers has been their online play. Now, I want to start off by saying I'm really happy that the room is back.
Yeah.
Oh, hell, the fourth gen rooms.
Yeah, the rooms were sweet. I want you to unload your thoughts on what you think online will be first, and then I'll
Sure.
rebuttal or whatever.
Well,
I don't know. I'll just
I
disagree with
think
you.
it's gonna look like any standard non-ranked. So obviously, there's no ranked on
There is
the
no
online
ranked.
play.
Yep, we gotta get that out of the way. There is no ranked. There
It's
is no
just
ranked.
a standard old Randy Pleb fest of just Clown Fiesta, just random whatever you get, throw it into the pot. Do I think people will play it at all? Yes, absolutely. Do I think it's going to be dead on arrival? No. I think people are absolutely going to be like, oh man, I've been waiting so long to play with my Piplup. Can't wait to evolve this thing and fight with my Empoleon. It's been years since I've been able to use him in competitive because of whatever, blah, blah, blah. I definitely think there's going to be that. But the fact that ranked isn't here, I don't know. Like, I do think people are going to play this game. I think people are excited. I think people are excited for the roster exclusions because fourth gen has a lot that's missing from eighth gen, particularly.
Yeah.
There's a big chunk of eighth gen or fourth gen's Pokedex that's missing specifically, where a lot of other gens have maybe a little bit more peppered throughout eighth gen's decks right now in Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
I think people are going to be really eager to play that hot new for the especially because especially like if season 10 keeps going.
Yeah.
I'm a little biased because I don't like season 10 that much. I think it's a little boring and weird to take away Dynamax right at the end of when they're shifting over to these. But then we realize, oh, they're not shifting over. We're staying here. So I do have hopes that season or
Series.
what's it called? Thank you. Series 11 will give us something new and fresh to play with. Maybe that comes in January with the home, and that new and fresh is all these new Pokemon.
Yeah.
But then it brings into question, what about these new evolutions like Wurdeer and Basculegion and our Hisui thing's going to be able to? That's a whole nother show.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely do a show on Arceus. Like, if you enjoyed this show, come back in a month or two. We're gonna do the same thing for Arceus or Arceus, whatever you want to call it. Ryan Reynolds called him Arceus.
So I want to. Yeah, exactly. I always thought it was Arceus, but then they revealed it and called it Arceus. I was like, oh, okay.
Okay.
But anyway, so yeah, what do you think about the online play? Is it dead on arrival? Is it going to be a thriving online community? Are people going to flock to it and just switch and play everything over there until we have to go back to Sword and Shield and the home thing? Because it's like, hey, there's new rank stuff. Come play me again.
Yeah. It's so tough. I think there's going to be people playing online, but here's my thing. If there's no ranked, is there going to be a ban list? Or am I going to get into a queue and is it going to be
not.
Every team going to be Palkia, DL, shiny Mewtwo, shiny Mew, shiny Giratina, and shiny Groudon? Like, is that what I'm going to battle every time? You know? So if there's no restrictions to what you can bring, it's going to be interesting, and I really hope there's no timer. But at the same time, like,
that'd be pretty sweet.
I want to play competitive, but it would be like we're going back to competitive fourth gen. I feel like because of the roster restrictions, it's going to be the same thing. So as fourth gen, but like with maybe new fun additions like heavy duty boots and like stuff like that, and new abilities, new moves. It's just like that's one thing I'm worried about is there going to be a ban list, and then the next thing I'm worried about is, are people actually gonna play it online? Because like I said, the meta is 8th gen right now. That's the meta. That's the current competitive meta, especially when it
Yes.
comes to VGC. Is anyone going to be playing doubles on this mode? Is anyone like? I really don't know what the future. Like there's a
I
podcast
think
where we talk
people are
about.
just going to dabble in it just because it's new, but I don't think that it's going to have a lot of longevity.
I don't think so either. Especially if there's no ban list. So it's just so interesting. I'm worried about it. It'll be fun to battle you guys, but at the same time, it's like
Yeah.
who knows? Because it's gonna only be a roster from first to fourth gen.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it's gonna be like, well, why don't I just play on Sword and
Is it
Shield?
worth it?
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Where
So
Sword and Shield has all the stuff to make our competitive Pokemon anyway, so we wouldn't even have like all the EVs and everything. So it's really about just your in-game team. It's like a super randy casual
yeah, like
experience.
I would love to just transfer all my stuff over from Sword and Shield onto this game if that's possible. But at the same time, it's like, well, what if I want to use Crustle? What if I want to use?
Exactly.
What if I want to use?
Yep.
Rillaboom? You know what I mean? Like that's it's just not possible. So like
I agree.
you'll be going backwards 10 years as far as competitive is concerned. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on it.
I agree completely. The last major thing that we want to talk about tonight is sort of the tinfoil hat portion. I just didn't know if you were ready to crinkle them up and put them on yet. I'm ready to go.
I'm ready. Let's
so
do it.
we we want to talk about what pokes we're excited to see back, and where or how that will affect the competitive meta if and when they are allowed to touch the Sword and Shield standard competitive OU meta or whatever tier you happen to play.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. First up on Brandon's list, what do you got, buddy?
All right. This is the elephant in the room when it comes to 4th gen competitive. This is, in my opinion, the biggest piece missing.
He's a piece of work, isn't
Yeah. Yep.
He's a big bully.
The old
Just
Batman
a recessed
himself.
bully.
Yep. Gliscor, man. I think Gliscor, a bona fide OU Pokemon, in my opinion. Let's just kind of get that out of the way.
Always has been, at least.
Yep. He's got Poison Heal, Hypercutter, Sand Veil. You're never going to use anything but Poison Heal. I love his ability to switch in on poison moves. The ground and flying typing, obviously, like Landorus is huge.
Good.
Landorus is huge in this meta.
Good.
So it's cool to have 2 immunities. Landorus is huge.
Especially
I
in
think
the big
this is,
electric meta that we've been talking about for the past 3 months of podcasting.
yeah. So we talked about the rise of electric types, and I think this might be a bold statement, but I think the presence of Landorus and Gliscor together is going to kick things like Tapu Koko out of the tier completely, because
Or it has the potential to, definitely.
it has the potential to. I think he will. I think Tapu Koko is going to lose his place as like a pivoting Pokemon. The only reason I feel like you would run Tapu Koko once this thing shows up is to set up your electric seed, whatchamacallit, Halucha.
Bird and set, yeah.
Yeah, so but there's a few things. I think he's going to get nerfed. I wonder if he's going to have Toxic. So many things have lost Toxic this generation.
Knockoff.
But he has the Poison Heal ability, so maybe they'll let him.
Here's the biggest thing, though. Right now in 7th gen, last time he was legal, the only way he got Roost was from a tutor. That's a big question. That's the teeter-totter, man. If he loses Roost, I'm going to put I'll bet a taco right now. Without Roost, he doesn't make OU.
You don't think so?
I mean, maybe initially, like the first month or whatever, just because he's like the hot new thing on the market, and he's still got good stats. And like he can tailwind, and he's got really good speed. So like
he's got Defog. Defog's a huge one. Like if he loses Defog, that's gonna really hurt.
And like in a Dynamax format and stuff, like maybe the new meta is just more of an offensive role for him, and he's still really good. And I know there's no Dynamax in Smoke. I'm talking about doubles and crisscrossing, but you get my point, right?
Weakness policy Gliscor with Aqua Jet Primarina.
But I think in a standard Smogon format, the way we are thinking of him, the way that I've always, the threat that I've always had to fight against, your Gliscor, without Roost, like that is easily the number one most vital move
Yep.
that he needs to keep in some way, shape, or form, whether it's a new breeding path or whatever.
Yep.
Like he's got to have a healing move, or he just isn't the same anymore, and you got to find a new way to. Doesn't mean he's not going to work, but he's not going to do the same job he used to.
Yeah, he does get Swords Dance, but definitely like
Base 95 though.
But yeah, base 95, and Landorus would be a better Swords Dancer anyway. Landorus gets Swords Dance, right?
And Intimidate.
Yeah.
So
and Intimidate, yeah. So we'll see. I mean, standard rules they usually kind of like transfer old moves out, but like only so far.
Correct. So there's a lot of what ifs yet.
Yeah, there is
in terms of what moves teeter and what moves don't. So again, like you said, and what we were saying about Roost is standard rules. Like a lot of pokes still have knockoff and toxic that don't in 8th gen.
Yep.
So hopefully, even if he loses it in 8th gen, maybe he keeps it for Smog.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
All right. Who do you got for us? I know you've got a big one.
Oh, so first up, I want to talk about the other big burb in the room. So we have Braviary's that big mare burb. Everybody's all hyped about the Hisuian version with the psychic feathers.
Yep.
But I want to talk about the original emo kid. I want to talk about Star Raptor.
Yes, sir.
I think he is insanely good. I think he's got really good base stats. I think he's got a great ability with Intimidate. He's got a good move pool. He learns close combat, Brave Bird. You can go double edge, and he does, I believe, get Reckless, which that was always the bandit build from back in the day, wasn't it?
I'll tell you for sure. Yep, Reckless. Reckless with Brave Bird, double edge, close combat, U-turn.
It's almost like I played this game once in my life back and forth.
But
yeah, that's a big one. What do you think about the burb?
Yeah, I'm gonna point out last gen he was UUBL, so
hey, there we go.
That's pretty good.
I actually called him for UU this gen, so he's actually a little higher than what I was thinking.
Yeah, no, I like him. He's a really, really nice choice scarf or choice bandit option.
Definitely. Especially if and when he still gets defog, like that'll be great.
Yep.
Tailwind could potentially be a great option there. He gets great offensive moves. Again, great stats. It's just one of those super solid pokes that's just always going to be great because he was made great on paper.
Yeah. Final Gambit was a thing for a while too. I remember that. So, yeah. That's a good pick. That's a good bird. All right, let's.
So, what's your next pick?
Okay.
You've got one that's a little bit near and dear to my heart. I've actually used this quite a while. So, people know that me, obviously, I'm the grass leader, Justin. I love grass Pokemon. And one of my favorites of all time was Meganium. And for people that know the channel, I used to call it Pickles. And in higher tier, it was a super defensive one. It had Giga Drain, Leech Seed, Toxic, and Aromatherapy. Mm-hmm. Max HP, max physical defense.
Yep.
But in higher tiers, there's a poke that does the same job but better, and it's still pure grass. It has a higher base HP with both the same still 100 base for both defenses, respectively.
Yep.
You want to talk about this little Chia Pet?
The Chia Pet itself, dude. Shaman. So, natural cure Shaman, good ability, soak up a toxic and switch out. You see that happen with Blissey all the time.
All the time. Burn, sleep. We love it.
Yep. So Seed Flare is the signature move. 40% chance to lower special defense by 2 stages. So it reminds me of what's that? What's the signature? Is it Apple Acid from?
Yeah, Apple Acid will drop special defense, and then Grav Apple drops defense. So basically, they keep doing more.
Yeah, so it's like they just keep stacking for whatever that they do best.
Exactly, they just keep shredding you.
It'll be interesting to see, but I think you definitely want Leech Seed, and it's got pretty good coverage, but it loses hidden powers, so that's going to be a pretty big deal.
It's got a great typing with amazing. It's again one of these like Mew clones that this game used to have that they stopped doing, where you'd have a base 100 across the board for all of your base stats. Shaman has that, and Shaman also has 2 forms. You want to talk about the Sky form?
Yeah, really quickly.
I think we might actually see a meta where the Sky form isn't Uber.
I think so too. Shaman, the regular form was RU last generation, so that's kind of where it was.
Nice,
That's
really
where it was
good.
sitting before. So as far as the Sky form goes, this was Uber back when we started playing. 127 base speed, that's really good. 120 special
Really, really
attack.
good. That's awesome.
This would definitely be like a better option for offense. And like you said, I kind
Mhm.
of agree there might be a meta where this can work. Last generation,
I like the idea of her in a Dynamax format, being able to set up
ooh,
terrain, being able to set up her own airstreams. Like,
they got to let these
what's her
things
base
in.
HP?
100.
100 HP still?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, what's defenses?
75s.
Okay, yeah, that's workable.
Yeah,
Like,
that's still
especially in
good.
a Dynamax format, if you could do max HP, max attack, or
Hmm.
special, regardless. And just do the bulk version and then use your airstreams. Oh yeah,
I think the it gets healing wish as well in later generations, so
bulky
that's
deer
pretty cool.
dog thing.
Yep. Um, it was Uber last generation as well, but at the same time,
Hmm.
Seed Flare is pretty spammable. Like that's like, in my opinion, that would
Yeah,
be
it
like the
is
reason that it stays Uber.
because it shreds and it already is fast and
Yeah,
strong, and you
you
can run
can't
choice back.
you can't switch in on it. You know what I mean? Like there's
Yeah,
literally no switching in on it. So it's pretty oppressive in that, right? And stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, there could be a place. Corviknight exists now, so
yeah. Times
Corv
four resistance.
a lot of what you run on Shaman is like Air Slash, Earth Power, Seed Flare, and then you'd run Hidden Power. But without Hidden Power, you don't really have
You can't hit
anything.
that steel.
Yeah, you can't hit him.
Mm. Does
So
he get an electric move because he's flying type?
no, no.
No. So yeah, again, like I think Corv's a great pick. I'm thinking also about Our Lady Rhea.
Yeah, Steel is
Celestial would be
a really good,
amazing. So
reliable
yeah,
option.
and has flamethrower.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I agree. Who else do you got for us?
oh
I know you've got
boy.
a.
So we're dipping in some monkeys now. We're going to the Mega Man rep. We're going per Prill.
All right, all
Uh,
right.
so we have seen and destroyed a million of the little brother of this on Unite, the Apoms, but we're going Ambipom. This
Yeah.
ugly, ugly thing, but this beautiful creature. It's the ugliest, beautiful Pokemon ever. Like it's so bad looking, but
Mm-hmm.
it's so good competitive. Like I just have to love it, and I love monkeys. So
Yes. Yeah.
Ambipom is amazing. Really, really stellar stats. What's his base speed? Remind me again.
One
The
fifteen, sir. One
one one
fifteen.
one five in eighth gen is S plus speed. Like that's premier.
Yeah.
And then he also has he's pure normal. He has technician, which boosts all of your moves that are below 60 base power,
Yep.
and he gets things like fake out. He gets
Yes.
double hit, which double hit
Yes.
gets the double proc. So you're just wham, wham, wham. It's a weird playstyle because it's not really a revenge killer. He's not a sweeper. He's not a lead in the sense that he would be like a taunter and or like stealth rock type of thing. He's not doing a lot of he's
It's a
not
lot of hit and
necessarily
run.
good.
It's a lot of hit and run. Like
Yeah,
come in, fake out, U
he's
turn
got a lot of
out.
chip damage, but it's
Yeah.
really strong chip damage to
Yes.
where it's like, oh yeah, I'll do a fake out and do a third of their health.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and that's just free damage. That
Um,
is the definition of free damage in singles competitive Pokemon, just throwing out a fake out.
last generation, this Pokemon was NU. What do you think?
Oh,
Where do you think it would
wait.
place now?
If he got to NU right now, I would be over the moon happy because he would slot in so well with so many of my teams that are based around some of my favorite Pokemon of all time. Ambipom is, I mean, Brandon, tell him I love Purpura.
Yeah,
Just
I've
listen
lost
to
a lot
Purpura.
of games. I've been faked out to death, especially in fourth gen. In fourth
Yeah.
gen, I swear to yeah,
His double
I
hit's so good too because he gets technician boost on
yep.
both hits.
I can remember lots of times where the killing blow was a fake out. Where it's like, okay, well, I
Yeah,
literally can't do anything about it.
you can't do, you just smash him. So yeah, that's gonna be my pick. He's just a good pivoter, and now in this gen, he has the option because before you could run things like either Orb, which was risky because then you obviously are doing damage to yourself.
Yeah.
You could do the muscle band, which is like a mini life orb kind of thing. You could do the silk scarf or the normal gem. You could also do the whatchamacallit.
The thing.
The focus sash.
Oh yeah.
Depending on your team comps.
Boots, boots.
But there you, dude, you're so spot on. That's exactly where I was going. Nowadays.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to steal your thunder.
No,
there.
You're good. No, you're good. That's
my brain was just like, this is a great boots Pokemon.
That's exactly why you're also the master. That's also why you're the co-host.
Yeah, that's why we started a podcast.
That's why we did it, dude.
Yep.
So nowadays, having an Ambipom with boots, you mean I can pivot around because he gets you?
Yeah.
So to be able to, and then my final move personally was always Shadow Claw.
Yep, just cover for Ghost and stuff like that.
Just to cover for Ghost. I'm not sure if he got knockoff in 7th gen. Again, we took a hiatus in 7th gen.
I'll tell you right now.
If he gets knockoff, then obviously you just put that there.
He does. He does get knockoff.
Wait! He's premier. If he's NU right now, I'd put him on every single team.
In my opinion,
I'm not even joking.
In our current meta, I don't think he would be NU in our current meta. I think he'd be higher.
I think he'd be RU.
Because
that was on my notes. For the show, I have him as my guess would be RU.
Because you got to keep in mind that this was an offensive generation of megas. Well, I mean, I guess.
Megas.
Well, remember 7th gen was really bulky. Like they kind of balanced that out. But but at the end of the day, there were still better offensive options. His biggest competition was Mega Lopunny, and he doesn't have that competition anymore. You know what I mean?
I do think that RU is a good spot for him. If he's in NU right now, he would wreck shop, especially. Yeah. Imagine that, because we could do that right now. Like start calculating that with you put a muscle band on him, and you put fake out, double hit, knockoff, U-turn, or you put boots on him, depending on what your team comp is.
I think he would be higher than you, man. I think he'd be higher than you.
Him with boots is so good. He'd be such a strong pivot. He's a nuisance. He's like a fly at a barbecue. He's just annoying.
Yeah,
but he's effective.
Yep.
So, all right, who do you got for your last poke?
All right, my last one. Last one. Yanmega, dude. Yanmega.
Oh, yeah. Talk to me.
All right.
That's a great Pokemon people have been sleeping on. Well, she has been in the meta, but oh, my gosh.
Yeah. 2 really great abilities, Speed Boost and Tinted Lens. In 4th gen when we started playing, this was a borderline Pokemon, so it was OU. 116 base special attack, 95 speed. Obviously, you can run Modest, and then you can run a Choice Specs, or you can run Protect. Protector one, you know the strat with the other speed boosting bug. It was RU last generation. Again, this was in a meta that was riddled with megas. I guess there weren't really any megas like really down in RU, but the fact that megas existed, they're taking up all the space in UU and OU. Based on usage, this Pokemon was never going to see that, but now because
actually just dropped, right?
Yeah, but I really like where it is, where it could be in our current meta right now with Bug Buzz, Air Slash. It gets Giga Drain.
Such good coverage right now. Like, look at the fact that even if you just anybody watching right now, just rewind to the timestamp where we were talking about tier changes. Like the fact that look at UU right now.
I was just gonna say UU.
I told the Pert. Swampert's there too, and like this thing comes out, just Giga Drain both of those for free.
Yeah. I think this Pokemon would do really well in UU right now. Amoonguss, Azelf, Azumarill, like just looking at some things that could super effective hit Conkeldurr, Crawdon.
And not even getting to the fact that in 8th gen, Hurricane is a TM.
Yes.
And Nasty Plot. So we don't know whether or not Yanmega would be able to learn. I would assume that you get Hurricane, which is just another step in power again, because you could put him on Rain Team. That's depending on your format, that is a even stronger Airstream that you could do there. So then the Tinted Lens sets could pop off in VGC. There's a lot of potential here.
A really big defensive Pokemon in the tier right now, and you use Komodo, and you got Hurricane for that. So yeah, and it's
Air Slash is Oh, Hurricane's just obviously stronger.
Yep, its natural check already exists in Night Lego. Night Lego will resist.
Yeah.
Will pretty is pretty much a really good answer for it for the most part. 131 special defense, so you're probably not getting two
He's
shotted by
just so
Giga
strong.
Drains. So
No, and the fact that he's poison rock, not you know what I mean. Not so
yeah, but it also breaks Tangrowth and it breaks Swampert, who is the new Pokemon there,
definitely
and you
break
can break
Tangrowth, definitely
Slowking.
break
So
Stomper.
it's got really good play against like some offensive stuff and
Yeah,
defensive
Bug
stuff.
Buzzing the Slowking that just dropped down. That's a great one.
Yep, and then in VGC, I mean, it's just so obvious that you could run
Yeah,
this Pokemon in VGC. I think this would be a really fun Pokemon in VGC if you can protect yourself from Landorus.
you could do this with the a similar setup that I have with the Sceptile team, where I use the Inteleon with Ice Shard to proc weakness.
Yeah, yep, and
You
then
could just proc Magnetic's weakness policy. You could potentially use the Icy Wind to slow down opponents. There's some potential play there.
yeah, I like him a lot. But
Yeah, I
Justin,
think it's a great call.
why don't you give us our last one, man? Let's wrap this up.
Oh, so exciting. All right, so this is obviously everybody knows Sceptile's my number one boy. He's my number one favorite Poke of all time. But there's actually somebody it's not very far off to find my second. It's actually a pretty close race, and it's not even a grass type. Everybody that knows me, Brandon, if I don't pick a grass type, what's the only exception I have to pick for my starter?
Chimchar, baby.
There we
Chimchar.
go. Chimchar, well, and Charmander.
Charmander's good too. He's all right.
The only two times that I did not pick a grass starter growing up, every game I've played, I picked a fire. Those are the only two exceptions.
Yep.
And we already talked about Charizard Unite. Now we're going to talk about Infernape in singles.
Yep.
Oh boy, you guys can go back and watch our show last week, and you can see me gush about Hitmonchan. Everything I said about Hitmonchan, but that
Yes.
it's essentially like he gets Iron Fist, which is an amazing ability. All punching moves get a 30% increase in damage.
Yep.
Close combat punching move, he gets Fire Punch, he gets Thunder Punch. If you're asking yourselves out there, well, wait a minute, why am I going to take Flare Blitz? Because Flare Blitz has recoil, and when you add in the Iron Fist boost, the Stab Fire Punch, I know they're both Stab, but the Stab Fire Punch with Iron Fist does more than the Flare Blitz, and you're not taking recoil.
Yep.
Gotta watch those abilities, people. This is why you come to Masterclass. You learn all the hot tricks. Does your team need a Stealth Rocker? Team need a Fake Out? Does your team need Bach Punch or Vacuum Wave?
Or Vacuum Wave, yeah.
Does your team need a setup with Nasty Plot or Swords Dance? And stats and move pool to back them up. Does your team need a choice banded, iron fisted, close combat? This monkey has it all.
My
man.
team could use that. My team could really use that.
A little bit of Fire Punch, a little bit of Thunder Punch, and all sorts of monkey.
Couple things I want to talk about when it comes to Infernape. He was UU last generation, so that's
OU.
still really good in a meta.
OU.
Yeah, this generation, if he got into the game right now, OU, I would say, because
So good. He's got the stats you need because he's fast. He's so strong. He does so much damage, and his move pool is insane.
in my opinion, he's more user friendly than Blaziken. Like Blaziken has
Definitely.
a lot of good things going for him.
Blaziken only has a base 75 speed, though. You need that first turn either prediction or just straight up protect
Yep.
for the speed boost. You need the turn one speed boost before you can start pumping him out.
And with Infernape is so versatile in a way that Blaziken is not. Okay, so you know what Blaziken's usually running, okay? When it comes to Infernape, you don't know what Infernape is doing until it's too late.
Never.
It reminds
Never.
me of Shell Smash Blastoise. When a Blastoise comes on the field,
Yeah.
you don't know what it's going to do until it's too late. Is it going to yawn you? Is it going to Shell Smash? And when it Shell Smashes, is it
gonna
physical?
spin?
Is it physical or is it special? You don't know until you've taken the hit. So
Exactly. All of a sudden he EQs you, and then,
I also think in VGC you could use that to your advantage. Is this a physical or is it special? You won't know until it's too late because you can Dynamax.
turns to Dynamax.
You can hide the fact that it's physical or special,
Spot on.
and you know, and you don't know until it's too late. You know, it's
Chimchar is just adorable beyond belief. Like he's truly just the top of the tier in terms of cuteness, in terms of his design. They just nailed it. Monferno is perfect in every way. Infernape just slays people both with his looks, his giant rocker flaming hair like Jiraiya. You know what I mean? He can do a windmill of flame.
Yep.
I'm so excited. Like when we're talking about people playing Diamond and Pearl online just for the nostalgia of like, this is one of those pokes. I want to competitive people just want to feel like I want to use my Infernape again, but like it's not going to be the same without my Iron Fist, Max Attack. Like unless I can really make a competitive version, it's just for lulz. So, and why would I waste all the time and effort making a competitive version on Diamond and Pearl when it's easier on Sword and Shield?
And the last thing I'm going to say about Infernape when it comes to his coverage, I'm looking at a set right now from 7th gen. Tell me if this coverage sounds familiar. If this sounds like another fire type that we used to have in the tier. Fire. So a fire move, pick one. U-turn, a fighting move, and gunk shot. Does that sound like a certain fire bunny that was really prevalent in the tier who's no longer with us? You've got a very similar poor man's. I'm going to use that.
He's still really good.
I don't know. That's not even like poor man's is not the right terminology, but that role can be filled once again with this Pokemon.
Absolutely.
So
and he's great too. So and you get extra pro points for using one of the best starters they've ever made.
That's true. Yeah, your rating on Showdown will just go up for using. Even if you lose,
for just using cool, man.
Don't hold us to that. But I'm just telling you.
You heard it here first.
But all right, is that it, man?
That was a great discussion. I'm excited for Diamond and Pearl. I'm excited to play through these games. You and I both. Like this will be our first real dive into Sinnoh in terms of playing the region and learning all of its secrets. Because we obviously, when we were in 4th gen, we were playing Heart Gold Soul Silver.
Yeah.
We actually didn't play through the Sinnoh games back then, so this will be really fun for us to be able to. And if it's a faithful remake, then we'll get to play through all the stuff, plus the add-ons, like having Pokemon follow us. Like,
yes, it's been so long.
We get to do contests. Woo!
Stickers on the Pokeballs. Let's go!
Oh, that's hype. That's a good way to end the podcast.
Yep.
Like if you like stickers on your Pokeballs, like and subscribe. We don't have anything to do with it, but we mentioned it here.
Yeah, you heard it here, but not first.
This is a fun podcast to talk about, though. It is really exciting to think that we're less than 2 months away. We're a month and a half out until these release, and we get to dive in and sink our teeth into it and get some content out there for you guys. Maybe do some playthroughs or reviews or whatever you want out there for the games.
Yep.
But yeah, that's pretty much all we got wrapped up here.
Yeah.
Until next time, I am Team Leader Justin.
And I'm Zero.
Class is dismissed.